I think I have like one more video to go before I need a haircut for him. How you doing? How you be? Top to the AB. And this is going to be an interesting review here. This is the Razer Seiren Mini. Super compact condenser mic. We're going to take a look at it and see what it has to offer compared to, I guess, just about anything. Just about like your cell phone or like a preamp of a camera. On top of that, this guy comes in at $50. Hopefully this budget mic is actually going to live up to the name. We're going to take a look at it and see what it does. Alrighty, forum. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy, unbox it, and take a look and see exactly what it has to say for itself. This is a Yeti Pro here. I'm actually just doing this for a size comparison because the Yeti is massive. Basically, the size of the Yeti is literally the box. So we're just gonna put this off to the side here. We'll bring it back in when we get ready to actually do a comparison in size. Now, of course, we won't be comparing the audio quality between the Yeti Pro and the Seiren Mini because this guy is $50 and that other guy is like $300. So that's not happening. However, we will be taking a look at this guy and look at the size comparison between the two. Now, this is actually used for streaming. It's really good for streaming. Condenser mics in general are good for streaming. Condenser mics themselves, the best way to explain it, condenser mics are pretty much used for more delicate audio. The best, basically, like for example, if you want to do like a podcast or stream where you're basically right up on the mic, they're typically great for that because of the pattern. They usually have some type of cardioid or supercardioid pattern, which basically means that if you look here, basically the front end of the mic is essentially where it will pick up the most audio, and then it kind of nullifies anything behind it. So the pickup pattern behind it is very, very low. So if there's anything happening behind it, like keyboard typing or anything of that nature, it'll be muffled in the actual mic, which is very, very good. It does come with a 1-year warranty right there. And let's go ahead and open it up. Oh, this is fancy. $50, okay? $50. So we're just gonna, I was gonna do it that way, but we're gonna do it this way. That way you can actually see it. So you get a nice little Seiren Mini pamphlet here. And you get this guy here, which looks to be the stand. Oh, wow, that's actually metal. Huh. I thought it was gonna be plastic or something. No, no, no. This is the real deal. On top of that, this little screw head here, this 5 8/4 inch screw head, this right here is movable. So if you look there, it's actually turning. So if we go like that, you can see right there, you see how it's moving? That's really nice. So this guy here can move and tilt. And it comes with a micro USB cable to USB. Put that right there. And it's green, of course, which is really nice. Very, very Razer-esque. And what is this? Okay, looks like an extension for the actual mic itself. We'll take a look at it here. We'll just put this off to the side here. And oh wow, that is super tiny. And here we have the mic. Oh my goodness, this is, wow, this is adorable. Alrighty, here, let me put this off here and let me put this back in the box and move this out of the way. And we can take a look at this guy. So this is the condenser mic here. So if we look, it actually, even though it's $50, it's not plasticky. So I don't want you to get the idea that this is actually plastic. It's not. This is straight metal. So, well, okay, it may be a hard plastic and then some metal. So this right here looks to be a hard plastic, and then this right here is metal where the actual capsule is. So this looks, yeah, I would say this is like a really hard plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap. It feels very, very sturdy in the hands. So if we look here, okay, cool. So I see what's happening here. So basically, in order to set this up, we're just going to put this on. If we can get it on, there we go. Just like that here. Ooh. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. And it basically, it doesn't go all the way down here, so you see that? It doesn't go all the way down, but it goes far enough, and now you can actually tilt it. So, and then we just screw this in here. I'm glad that it screws in because this right here allows you to travel with it. So if you wanted to travel and go somewhere, you can basically just put it in like a small bag and take it with you. So now we're just going to, now here's the thing with the micro USB, and this is something that I'm actually commending them for. Usually micro USB is kind of hanging right by the actual connector by itself, but this is very, very fragile micro USB. But in order to combat that, what they've done is they created some plastic around it to kind of shroud it so that whenever you do plug it in, it's flushed against the actual mic there. You see that? So when it's flushed like that, it prevents it from actually coming apart. So it makes micro USB much more sturdy. I would love for other companies to implement something like this, because this right here makes micro USB usable again. Because going away from it, I didn't miss it at all, but I'm glad that they have this type of an implementation because it looks very, very flush against the mic here. So this is the way it looks here. There are no buttons on this guy. Everything is going to be done in software. So if we bring the box back in here, it basically says that it's for XSplit. Well, it's been certified for XSplit and OBS. Of course, we'll be testing both. We'll be testing XSplit, OBS, vMix, as well as iMovie. So yes, I'm comfortable with all four. Don't ask why. 14 years of studying, basically. So yes, we're going to test them in all just to make sure. And I'm actually going to show you exactly how you would set up those inputs on those particular softwares. That way you get a good idea of how this is supposed to be set up. And we're just going to move this back here. And we're gonna go ahead and, don't want that to fall. We're gonna go ahead and bring in the Yeti here. So if you look at it and the size comparison here, this is the Yeti Pro and this is the Razer. Just to explain exactly how big the Yeti is and how small the Razer is. The Seiren is extremely, extremely small. If we compare it to an Xbox controller, that should give you an idea of just how small this guy is. The mic itself is smaller than an Xbox controller. Okay, so if we go like this, you can see just how big it is compared to an Xbox controller, because everybody knows how big this guy is. And basically the length of the Xbox controller is the height of the Razer mic, the Razer Seiren Mini. So just to give you an idea. So this guy here is very, very, very compact. I like it. I like the small form factor here. What I want to do is, for traveling purposes, I usually take this little bag here because I have a ThinkPad X1 tablet, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But I wanted to be able to basically take this and go like that and take it with me here. And it looks like it is able to fit. Of course, we'll take the stand off whenever we put it in here, but this is a very, very small carrying case. So if we look here, this right here, all you can have your mic as well as your power adapter for your computer, and you can basically travel with your streaming setup. And we'll show you this once I actually show you the tablet and we go through all the other settings, but we'll look at the portability of this guy here in a little bit. Alrighty, so now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and get to the installation. Alrighty, and we're back here, and setup is relatively easy. Basically, all you do is plug and play. If you do hear a low hum in the background, that's actually the fan on the actual computer here. So the computer that we're using is a ThinkPad X1 tablet that actually does have an internal fan for cooling the CPU. Because we're testing OBS, XSplit, and vMix, is actually utilizing quite a bit of power here. But I wanted to give you guys an idea of how it would sound with fan noise if you decide to take it on the road, because most laptops typically have some sort of passive cooling. So if you take it on the road with you, then typically you have to worry about the fan of the laptop, which is something I don't see people do a whole lot of talking about. So we'll be doing a Razer test with this guy here with a relatively decently loud fan. That way you can get an idea of how this will sound with something in the background. And then we'll also do it on a desktop that doesn't have that much fan noise. That way you get a good idea of how this guy will sound. Now, going back to the installation, which all you do simply is plug and play. This right here is just a USB to USB-C dongle, because this guy here doesn't have any USB ports. And we're just gonna plug this in here. And essentially, according to Razer's website, this guy is supposed to be just straight up plug and play. As you can see there, it just shows that the Razer Seiren is set up. Alrighty, and it's letting me know that the Razer Seiren there is set up and ready to go. This is an audio test. I am testing the Razer Seiren Mini. Basically, I have it going into a ThinkPad X1 tablet. The ThinkPad X1 tablet has active cooling, so you can actually hear a fan in the background. The reason why we're doing this test is because most gaming computers typically have graphics cards, and the people that usually buy Razer products are gamers. So I wanted to create a real world scenario of how this will sound and how it will reject fan noise in a gaming environment for a live stream. So testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, Peter Piper pecked a peck of pickled peppers, testing 1 2 3. Alrighty, here, last but not least, we have iMovie, and iMovie on an iPad Pro here. So what we're using here is we have a USB-C dongle. This is an Apple provided USB-C dongle that has a breakout to a USB port as well as a USB-C port for charging and an HDMI. We're not using the actual HDMI input, we're just using the USB to actually charge the Razer mic. And whenever it comes to Razer mic on an iPad, typically the best way to test it here is to go into iMovie and then just try to record some audio to see if it gets picked up. Now with iMovie won't actually let you hit the mic unless there's some video that's already on here. So basically I just did a recording using the iPad of the Razer here. That way we have a video here down here on our timeline. So now we're just going to click on the mic here. Let me just scoot this up so you can see. Click on the mic here, and as you can see here, I'm going to touch the Razer, and you can actually see there that it is picking up just fine. So as you can see there, me touching it, it is picking it up. So that means that the Razer is supported on the iPad just from testing purposes. Now, whether or not it says so on the actual documentation, that remains to be seen. But just from us testing it here, it looks like you can use it even on an iPad Pro. So if you want to do a stream on an iPad Pro, you could. So now we're just gonna go ahead and record some audio here. Sorry, that's so loud. Alrighty, this is a test here. We are using the iPad Pro with a Razer Seiren Mini plugged into a USB-C dongle. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Peter Piper pecked a peck of pickled peppers. Testing 1 2 3. This is an audio test. We are using the Razer Mini plugged into a USB-C dongle with a charging on the USB-C dongle. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Peter Piper pecked a peck of pickled peppers. Testing 1 2 3. And we're going to hit stop here. And then all you want to do now is just hit review. Alrighty, this is a test here. We are using the iPad Pro with a Razer Seiren Mini plugged into a USB-C dongle. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Peter Piper pecked a peck of pickled peppers. Testing 1 2 3. This is an audio test. We are using the Razer Mini plugged into a USB-C dongle with a charging on the USB-C dongle. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Peter Piper pecked a peck of pickled peppers. Testing 1 2 3. And we're going to hit, alrighty. And we're going to hit accept so that we save that because I want that. And that's it. Alrighty, now let's go on to our final thoughts. I really like it. This guy is really portable. So I have my ThinkPad here in this little case, this little suitcase here. And basically the Razer Seiren can fit in the pocket. Like literally, it's just right here. So if you wanted to travel, all you gotta do is take this guy, put in your adapter for your tablet or your iPad Pro or whatever, and that's it. You're good to go. So all you need is the USB cables and your adapter, and you can go. That's all you need, and all you have to do is put it in this little thing here, and that's all it requires. Oh my goodness, and it's $50. This little thing is gold, man. I love it. It is so good. Now, of course, because it doesn't have any actual buttons on it, you do need to control the volume, like if you were using XSplit, OBS, vMix, or iMovie, you do need to control the volume a little bit and change the decibel levels. But outside of that, it's really good. I literally cannot find a single fault on it. It works with iOS. It works with iPads. It works in XSplit. It works in vMix. It works in OBS. It just works. It works, and the quality is very good. I can record, I can play back. iPad had no problems. I didn't have to download any drivers. I didn't have to download any apps. It saw it immediately. As soon as I touched it, it knew that I had it hooked up. As soon as I tapped it, it knew that it had gain. Everything was good to go. I was ready to record right out of the box. It is awesome. I definitely recommend this guy. This guy is really cool. Only $50. Man, it's amazing the kind of things that Razer is coming up with these days. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and like button. If you really like it, I'm going to subscribe. I love you either way. Take care. All the best, and bye.